I had no idea why Gavin had me doing 20-mile runs at like week 9 and now week 10 of marathon training. Turns out there is a method to his madness. All that and more in this week's review of marathon training. Let's get into it. Hi friends! So this is my series where I take you through my marathon training for the Chicago Marathon on October 10th with the goal of breaking 3:48. Alrighty, so we have officially entered the double digits of marathon training. As far as this week, training was pretty good for the most part. I think that the main thing that was a big deal for me was just the volume of mileage that I was doing every day. Normally I would have been used to it, but it just felt like so much more of a monumental task this week. Monday, again, I was running with the group. Because Gavin goes on time, I was scheduled to run for an hour and 15 minutes, and I found that during the run this week, my pace for the most part was definitely faster than what Gavin had predicted for me, which means I have more ground to cover during the run, and that also meant that I had to run after I had come back from my run with the group. Hopefully one of these days I will time it right, that way I can finish my run with the group and then be actually done with it. Ended up running about 8.04 miles with the group, but I think at this point it's kind of the running joke that, oh, you're not done yet? No, I'm not done yet. Okay, so Tuesday, Gavin had bumped up the reps for the VO2 max intervals again. So last week I did 7, this week I did 8. So it was still the same pace as last week. So 6:48 to 7:04. And I felt like for the most part I was able to keep within the desired time range. Again, I aim to be sort of in the middle rather than trying to go all out towards the end, just so I could sustain that pace, because again, it's supposed to be hard. And it was very hard. I thought I was gonna vomit at one point, but I didn't. So that's the important thing. And also I'm the local legend on the Green Lake track. I had a gym session later in the day and I had been putting it off, and eventually I got it done later in the evening. So Wednesday, it was another cruise session and I was scheduled to run for an hour and 15 minutes. And Gavin had projected me to run about 7.71 miles. I ended up running 8.5. And again, I ran into the same problem of running faster than the pace that he predicted. I think you guys see a trend here. So I did a loop of Lake Union and then I did a little out and back along South Lake Union just to make up the difference. And that seemed to work out okay. So Thursday, again, I did another run commute for the critical speed intervals. The pace that Gavin me wanted to run was between 8:22 and 7:45. And so again, I tried to stay kind of in the middle to stay conservative. And what ended up actually happening was I ended up doing negative splits for that one. Gavin was pretty pleased with my pace on that, and I certainly felt proud. I had a gym session in the evening, and at that point, I had come home from work. I was just so tired, didn't want to do it, but I had to, talk myself into doing it, and I'm glad that I did. This virtual running challenge that I'm doing with Orca Running, it's called the Summer Camp Run. The whole idea is that when you sign up, you're sorted into like different cabins, and there's little weekly challenges. And so the week 1 challenge was a name workout where each letter of the alphabet corresponds to a different workout. The workout that I did based on my name had a lot of wall sits, which is very nice because Gavin likes me to do wall sits while holding some weights. For the letter B, there was a 1-minute plank, which is not really a big deal for me. So Friday was a rest day, and I find that very ironic because I was scrub nurse and I stood like all day for 10 hours for a really, really long case. And luckily I had like a anti-fatigue mat to stand on, so my legs weren't as tired. I do wear compression sleeves at work. I have calf sleeves just to sort of help keep my legs from getting so tired from just standing there all day. And then Saturday, I actually had a Zoom call with Gavin, and like very early in the morning, like 4:45. We got caught up on how things have been going since he had been on holiday seeing his family in Ireland, and just sort of reviewing and kind of planning the next steps. So like the next training block we talked about, it's going to be about ramping up the volume and then maintaining that volume, but also dialing up the intensity. I had asked him like, why am I doing like all of these long runs so early in training when my marathon is in October? And from what I gathered, the way that he has it planned is he'll have me ramp up my volume and maintain that volume, but just also, like I mentioned before, dial up the intensity. And I think the idea is to have my body be adapted to running at that high volume and intensity, so I'm better prepared for Chicago. Basically just having me run harder than the marathon is going to be so that I'm more primed to PR. So Gavin decided to be nice to me on Saturday because he originally had me running for the main session 21.75, and he was generous enough to drop it to 20.5, which is kind of funny because I still ended up running 21 miles on Saturday. The run itself was pretty decent. I had left later than I would have liked because I was kind of lollygagging, and what ended up happening was I kind of had to push pace a little bit, which is not ideal. And the reason I was pushing pace was because I had plans to meet up with some of the other ambassadors from Orca Running at Discovery Park. By the way, if you ever want to do an Orca Running race, I have an ambassador code. So honestly, like when I was done with the run itself, my legs felt tired certainly, but not like, oh my God, I can't walk. On Sunday, I ended up following this road I had never been down before, and it led me to this pretty cool little road by this development I'd never been to, and unfortunately it was like all downhill, and then I had to go back up the hill, which was not super fun, unfortunately, but I did find out that it connected to Carkeek Park, and again, I went in Carkeek Park because I just love Carkeek Park. Ran about 58.7 miles, so a little bit more than last week, but not much, but that is totally okay because I have a recovery week for week 11, and that cannot come soon enough because I need a mental break. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Social media links are in the description box below, and